Welcome to the channel, everyone. This is Gian Thomas and D. Will, and this is Raw Take. Today we'll be talking about a couple of topics, a couple of hot topics today. Down in New Orleans, garbage workers were asking for hazard pay and extra PPE so they can do their job more effectively. But the city decided not to pay them and ended up getting penitentiary workers to do the job for them. So we'll be talking to D. Will and getting his take on it.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty sad that that they would, instead of caring about the people that's doing the work and showing them that they have the support of the state or whatever, that they prefer to go and get some workers and do the whole free labor thing. I have a problem with that because here's people who was already doing the job and they're already making it happen, but they're overlooked, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
makes it seem like none of their work is appreciated, and it makes them feel like if it was me, I'd be like, well, why bother? I mean,
yeah.
that's something that if they was gonna do that, they could have done it at first, you know?
Yeah. Effectively, I see it as the city turning the back on its essential workers. These people are day in, day out, getting up every day, doing a hazardous job, dealing with waste material, and you can't even give them the simple, pay and just equipment, just the equipment that you need to do your job, and you're not even going to get that. And for the city to go out and then get people who are incarcerated and that's they're basically making them a tool of the state, and that's
Yeah.
just wrong.
Yes, very wrong, and it kind of I was looking at the people, and they were protesting and everything, and I don't know if that even really matters or not, if they even made a impact or whatever, but they definitely made an impact on us and probably some of the viewers that's viewing this video. And we definitely want to know, like, what do you guys also think about this? You can leave that in the comments or whatever, but um, slave labor, basically.
Slave labor.
That's what
That's
it is.
basically at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. It's slave labor. It's them using disenfranchised people who don't have a voice, who can't basically fight for their rights, and
All
basically
right.
just using them. It's just,
Yeah.
and you know what? And if you look at it, it's a part of capitalism. It's a part that it's we're gonna always cut corners to save the most money. And instead of paying my workers, I'm gonna go get free labor, people who can't do nothing, who can't tell me no, and that and they're probably giving people incentives. Oh, if you work during the coronavirus, we're shortening your sentence. But that you can't use that kind of power over people.
Yeah.
That's you're explicitly using your power.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely abusing that power, and it's not right, no matter how you look at it. I think that everybody, even those incarcerated, they're still people. They're still humans, and to be put in a place to where you're kind of like an underdog. You're gonna go. You're told to do this because if we let the real people, the humans, do it,
Yeah,
we got to pay them. So it kind of made me feel like they're looking at the inmates as like kind of like animals.
yeah. Well, I totally believe here in America that we have this concept and this idea that once you go to jail, that you are no longer like a upstanding citizen. You are not.
Yeah.
You basically become part of the rabble, and then you get treated like part of the rabble, and they don't care about you. They see you as like almost like a second class citizen because you made a mistake in your life. Now, there's tons of people who make mistakes in their lives, and they get, depending upon your color, it's a slap on the wrist, or it's
Exactly.
just a
Yes.
fine or something like that. It gets swept underneath the rug. But I'm pretty sure most of the people who are cleaning and working that they have working during this hazard time, that they are people of color, minorities, and such. So there's a racial aspect to it too.
Yes, yes, very much so. That's one of the things I was noticing about the workers. They were mostly African American,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I do feel like had it not been dominantly African American, then
Americans, yeah.
maybe it would have been a whole different story, you know.
Oh, this we wouldn't even have heard about it if this was happening in upstate Delaware or Boston or something like that. No, this
Yeah,
they would have not have done something like
they
that.
they would have just given them the pay raise and the stuff that they
Exactly, exactly. And this is another thing. The hazard pay that is coming is probably coming from the government. So you're trying to cut costs on money that the government's already giving you to for the emergency. So it's just the state and the city just trying to put more money in their pockets.
Yeah, because that's my thing. Like, where's the money going? If it's not going to where it's supposed to go, what it's
Exactly.
for, where is it going? Someone's filling their
Exactly.
pockets. Yeah,
Exactly. That's normally how it goes. We take from the poor, give to the rich.
that's right. And the poor has to pay the price. It's like they don't even really exist,
Yeah.
uh, unless they don't have a say, like the inmates.
Mm-mm. Yeah. No voids. All right. Well, our next topic, very hot topic. We're going to talk about Boosie and his comments and his past statements over the past couple of days on how he said he paid a woman to give he paid for sex for his nephew and son. So I'm gonna kind of get started on this one
Yeah,
because I see it as I see it as like a history, like a generational long thing. Like I don't think that just happens like, oh, I think that that probably happened to him and he was probably maybe scarred by that. And then now he's like, well, this is my norm. And so now I'm going to pass it on to my son. My son and my nephews, they go be norm. Now, why he's
mm,
doing that is for a totally wrong reason because he did it because he thinks that's going to stop his sons and nephews from being gay, which I mean, my take on that is, I mean, I don't think I kind of feel like you're born gay. I think maybe some situations can make you, maybe make you that way, but I don't think, you soliciting sex to your son and your nephew. I don't think that's not it. That's not the way. Your kids are, you're potentially scarring your kids because, they may not know what's going on. I mean, 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds are, it's a wide range. You
yeah,
have some 13-year-olds who are, who kind of know where they're going, what they want. But then you have some 13s and 12-year-olds who's trying to find their sexual identity. So
yeah,
for you to do that and just kind of just try and dictate it, which could backfire. You could that could scare a child. Because at the
hmm
end of the day, that's a child. That's not a you can think that you're a grown person at 12 and 13, but in the eyes of older people, you are a child.
very much so. Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. It definitely could backfire. The thing I want to say is I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Uh,
what were you thinking? But he wasn't. He wasn't.
the thing is, he wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you whatever happened to him when he was if anything happened to him when he was a kid that
Yeah.
caused him to have this mindset, it should not. You have to realize a person is who they are individually. A
Yeah.
person is going to be who they are individually.
Yeah.
And when you do stuff like that, you take away you can, I say, take away their ability to choose for themselves. You're kind of
Yeah.
making a choice for them.
For them. Yeah.
Uh, we're free to choose who we are, who we become. And if you put on this certain path that's the path you're gonna know.
Yeah.
And then when you find out that there's other paths, you're gonna, it's gonna have it's not gonna have a good reaction. It's gonna be a negative
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah. He ultimately he's denying his choices. Like he's taking away his choices, his choice to choose. And
Yes,
that shouldn't happen to anybody.
that's right. And even if it happened to him, um, he still at some point realized that, okay, I do
This
have
is
a choice.
yeah.
So I can choose to be this or do that. I don't have to stay on this path that I was set on by somebody else.
Yeah.
And I, in the end of at the end of the day, I hope and pray that it doesn't scar them.
Yeah.
I do hope and pray that they can, find a positive somewhere, and still, come into a realization of who they are
Yeah.
on their own.
Yeah. On their own. Yeah. Yeah. Now, a lot of things people are talking about is criminal charges on Boosie, which I mean, in the letter of the law, I mean, he would be. I mean, that would be wrong. He would be in the wrong. So
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to gain a lot of traction. I know there's people who's trying to really push hard for it, but
Hmm.
I don't. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you made a mistake. I mean, yeah, that's your kids, but I don't know. What's your take? Do you think he should be criminally charged?
Um, I mean, the thing is, if you break the law, if you do something that's illegal, there's consequences.
Yeah.
And before you do it, you pretty much know if it's illegal or not,
Well, not. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if he, I can't say that they, excuse me, that yeah, go ahead and prosecute, bring criminal charges against him, but I can't say not to,
Yeah.
because the law is the law. We can't change it because of who we are or for
Because how we
whatever
feel
we
about a
think
certain
is,
person,
huh?
or how we feel about a certain person, like we can't
Yeah,
change the law
yeah,
because, you know,
yeah,
like that's Pookie.
definitely.
Pookie always does what Pookie do. But at some point in time, you have to acknowledge that what Pookie's doing is wrong, and you have to call him out on
Right, right. And if you overlook it, then it'll be kind of the same as that other other things that be overlooked by uh, the majority.
it. Yeah,
I'm gonna put it like that.
yeah. And just think about it if it was opposite, because if it was opposite, people would be looking at him like he was crazy if he was trying to pay somebody to have sex with his daughter or his nieces.
Oh,
You
oh
know,
yeah.
so that just goes to show the double standard in society, not even in society, on how males are viewed. It's almost like it's a rite of passage for you to get a girl at a young age to lose your virginity. That's like a rite of passage, and that could be very harmful in some aspects.
Mhm.
Because when you're a child and you're doing grown folks things, sometimes you don't know the consequences, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things my mom always used to tell me. A child
I
can
think
say a
it's
child
really
can play.
important. Yeah, I think it's really important for a child to experience their childhood.
Yeah,
Um, when you put a child in an adult situation and and try to make them, react or go down that path of adulthood too early, they
hmm
miss out on something very important, a huge
yeah,
chunk of their life that they need. They
yeah,
miss out on that, and I think that I don't think that he thought about that.
yeah. No, no.
I don't think he considered that.
Yeah.
And some people don't know the importance of it because of the fact that they didn't have a childhood life.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And it goes with the cycle. The cycle's continuing, and sometimes at some point in time you got to break the cycle.
Yeah, that's certainly right. Um, well, in other news, let's talk about this Aubrey shooting. Um, wow. The McMichaels. So I was watching I watched the interview with the owner of the house, and
Okay.
you know, first off, you're not a cop anymore, for one.
Yeah.
Uh, Second, you need to know the description of the person that's actually being that that that's flowing. You know that was supposed
Yeah.
to be some robberies, previous robberies that was going on, and Aubrey did not match the description at all, for one, and for two, he didn't steal anything. So, but they're labeling it as a robbery.
Yeah.
Uh, but he didn't steal anything, and I seen the video,
Yeah.
and I'm actually I seen the video, and I'm going to show a short clip on the video because they actually said that Aubrey attacked Mr. McMichael's son,
Exactly.
and that's when he killed him. So when I show the video, you guys look at the video and you tell me who attacked who first.
William Roddy Bryan worked at a local hardware store and recorded this cell phone video that shows the last jog and the last breath of 25-year-old Ahmad Arbor, a former athlete.
That is very depressing. Every time I watch that, I think my blood boils so bad. Like I get enraged because there's so many people saying that he tried attacking them when you can clearly see him running to the side, trying
Yes,
to avoid these men, and they are avidly going after him. This is like something you would see back in 1930, 1910. This
yes,
is stuff
yes,
my grandparents had to go through. And it's a shame that in this day and age that the grandchildren of the grandparents that had to go through this, who fought for civil rights, who got civil rights, are still having to go through this. This is so shameful. Like, I mean, this is a blight on America, and people need to acknowledge that. I'm tired of America being, oh, we are so rah rah rah, we are so good, but yet we still have black people being shot and run off and just hunted down and killed. So to me, how are we going to be so well, great? We're making America great, but yet you have people still being shot and killed like that, hunted down basically.
yes. Basically, pretty much for no reason. Um, you know, he was he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah,
Uh, the McMichaels, they took matters into their own hands, and they saying that the guy, he didn't know who they were. He didn't know, and then not to say that he didn't know they were cops because they weren't cops anymore, but he didn't know who they were. So
yeah.
if you see someone coming up to you with guns, what are you gonna do? You're
You
gonna
gonna
stand
run?
there? You're
You
gonna
gonna
run.
run?
Anybody with common sense is gonna run because you don't know who they are. They're not in the uniform or anything. You don't know who they are.
Yeah,
Now, him going onto the property, was it trespassing? Yes, it's trespassing.
yeah.
However, he didn't steal anything. Um, so they couldn't call it a robbery.
Yeah, but my
He was
whole
just
thing
standing
is,
there.
my thing on that is, how many people have gone into houses that are being made or being built, and they go in and check it out? I
I
know
have. I've done
exactly.
it.
I have too. And so for that to now become a crime, I mean, so millions of Americans have done this supposed crime of checking out a house that's being built. I mean, maybe the brother wanted to look at the architecture. Who knows? But by
Yes.
you playing judge, jury, and executioner, you took that away. The Michaels took that away from him. And
Hmm.
that only certain people in America can play judge, jury, and executioner. I know if someone breaks in my backyard and if I shoot them, I know it'd be hell because, oh well, da 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 da. But let somebody else do it. Let one of my neighbors who don't look too much like me, let them do it, and it's a whole different story. I'm protecting my
Yes.
rights. I'm protecting my family and all that. Let me do it.
Yes.
Uh, psh, you know, and that's another thing with Breonna Taylor. Her
Yeah.
boyfriend was protecting them, and now he has a attempted murder charge. And the cops were at the wrong place, had the wrong address, had the wrong person, and they go in there guns blazing because they don't teach the cops how to do anything. They just teach them how to be afraid and shoot first, ask questions later. And so now you have this girl dead. There's so much wrong with the system. And until we start calling it out and putting it on display, we won't get nothing done.
Yeah, that both of these cases really boiled my blood, man. With Breonna Taylor. First off, they claim to have been serving a no-knock warrant, right? If they're
Yeah.
serving a no-knock warrant, then why did they say they knocked, didn't get an answer, and then use the battering ram? If you're
Because
serving a no-knock warrant, why would you not?
we knock. Because they
Oh,
are lying. They
yeah,
are lying to protect themselves.
yes, and just like with Aubrey, that case, I think that if these things don't go public, don't leak out and go public, then we'll never know about it. It'll just be
Yeah,
swept under the rug.
yeah,
But as soon as it goes public, then that's when this person, that person, okay, it's public now, so let's try to fix this. But I think that the things that need to be fixed, even behind the scenes, that it still need to be fixed. I think that the system should not wait for something they should not wait to be forced into
force.
trying
Yeah,
to make something right.
yeah.
When that's the judicial system should do that anyway. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why it exists.
Yeah, it just boils my blood, and then it just keeps happening. It has not stopped. It has not stopped from Trayvon Martin to Michael Brown
Yeah.
to it just doesn't stop, and it just keeps happening. And so
Right.
one of the things I see a lot of initiatives happening now for Black people to start arming themselves, which I am so pro that. I am so pro Black people arming themselves, but we need to be educated while we arm ourselves, and
Yes.
we need to be organized. That's one of the main things. But in us being organized, we need to be armed, because I almost feel like it's open day on us. And
Yeah.
it's every story I hear, it gets more and more egregious. It's nothing is tapering down. It just keeps rising.
Yeah. I totally agree. Um, some of the stereotyping, um, it, it does stem from some past events or whatever, but you know, at the same time, everyone's not it's not the same.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't think that it's fair to be stereotyped by a judge or put in a box by something that someone else did. Because
yeah,
what if we did the same thing to everybody else?
yeah.
I bet yeah, what if it was you? What if someone put you in a box, stereotype, you have nothing to do with something, but you
Yeah,
take the fall for it?
exactly.
I think that if the shoe goes on the other foot, then maybe that could serve as an eye opener. But it is what it is, and this thing not only has it continued, but it's getting worse.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
People are getting killed every day, and it just seems like right now, black people, that's the current target.
Yep. Well, I mean, I think we've always been a target. We've always had a target on our backs, and I, that's not right. And for people to take the side of the police so often after you see how corrupt and how the
Oh,
negligence is in the police force. And I, I,
yeah,
I grew up around cops. I grew up pro cop. I grew up wanting to be a cop. But you have to sit there and analyze and call out when someone's doing something wrong if you want things to get better. I firmly believe if you stay quiet on things, nothing will change. Nothing will change.
that's right. And so I think that and that's part of why we're doing this show. We want to be a mouthpiece for
Yeah,
those
Exactly.
who don't have one. We want to uh, allow people to also express themselves, by commenting or even if it's just put them in a mindset to think.
Yeah.
It's time to take action. It's time to speak out. It's time to be heard. It's time to be recognized as humans, just like everyone else.
Exactly, exactly. And some people they don't like that. That makes it makes a lot of white people uncomfortable. And it's not even that they don't even it's just it's uncomfortable because a lot of things they don't know about. Your typical white person, I feel like they are unconscious to the black person plight. I just think you're average. Now, you have your ones that's out there that's woke and that'll be rah 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 with you. But I feel like a lot of them are just naive to the stuff, or they hear what black people talk about and they don't
Hmm.
believe it to that extent. Like, oh, it can't be that bad. It's not that bad for anybody. We live in America, so But our America is not your America. Our America is
Oh
way different.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's so true. Um, that is very true. And I just feel like it's time for us to be treated equal.
yeah.
Um, and because even though it's said to be in motion, but the truth is we're not treated equal.
No,
Uh,
we're not treated equally at all.
I don't see that at all because if we were, for one, things wouldn't have to be brought out into the opening before any action is taken.
Yeah.
Um, and then some things are brought out in the opening also to go against us, black people, to put
Yeah.
black people in a box, to stereotype black people, so
Type
that
us, yeah.
everybody knows that okay, this is black people. This is
Yeah.
the box that you need to put them in, and
Yeah.
and everyone, all of them are the same.
Yeah.
So not true. That's so not true.
No, no, no. So not true. So not true. But that's how they try to portray us.
Yep.
All right. So the next topic, next
Yeah.
topic of the day is in Venezuela, they just had a coup attempt on Maduro. There was an assassination attempt, and there seems to be ties between America and that assassination attempt. So I'm gonna start off by giving my take. This is what America has always done. We've always gone into other people's backyards and
Yeah.
tried taking their stuff. And so, they want, and now, no, not at all am I trying to, you know, uh, make it like I'm not doing anything for Maduro. Like he's a bad person in and of himself. He has his own issues, but why do America have to go in there and pluck him out? What essential threat is Venezuela doing to America? There's none. I'm not worried about Venezuelans coming over here to conquer us because that's not going to happen. They
All right.
want they want to go into Venezuela because Venezuela has I think they either have the second or the highest oil reserves in the world. Once again, this is a war for natural resources. They're trying to get rid of him so they can put their own puppet leader, and then
Yeah.
just keep the war machine going. And the thing is, these corporations and the military industrial complex is always trying to take somebody's resources for more money and stuff like that. But, you have to spend so much money for war and this and that. But you have Flint, Michigan, who still don't have clean water after that was at the end of the Obama administration. And they still don't have clean. And then we're about to go into another presidential election. And you have things that still not getting addressed here. But you want to go into all these other countries, topple these countries, take their resources. The rich get richer. Once again, the poor get poorer, and we don't see the benefits of American imperialism. Only the rich does.
Yeah, that's true. And another thing on that, our government denied having anything to do with that, but we know the truth. We know that
We
that that it was, for one, they were get the whole thing was gonna they were gonna get paid $200 million.
$200 million.
Where
Now,
does that money come from if the government is not behind it?
Exactly. Exactly. Who has that kind of who has that much money just to shell out? Just to
Yeah,
just
like here, dude, here's 200 million. Go over there and kill this guy. The president,
tag.
don't. Yeah, but here's the thing. If it had gone right, then the government would have not. They would have not. Did not having. They would have
They probably would have
paid
owned up to it.
for the whole thing.
Yeah,
But
they would have been
you
like
know,
successful mission, success. You
but
know,
what? I want to know, like, who were these operatives that was hired to do this, because they got caught by some fishermen.
they got caught by fishermen. They tried doing the CIA James Bond movie, sneak into the country, and you got caught by fishermen. Epic fail. They were hired by a security firm in Florida. So, and that's
Hmm.
another thing with the pop up of all these little security firms. They are basically mercenary groups for hire. Now,
Hmm.
these are American soldiers, American trained soldiers that you are hiring, and so that could be seen as an attack. That is an act of war. You're
Yeah.
trying to take out our leader, and let somebody try and do that to America. What, they're seeing a nuke tomorrow. Bye bye. You can't. And that's the thing. And people, I talked to some people about this, and they were like, "Well, isn't that a good thing?" Well, I was like, "Well, would it be a good thing if somebody tried taking out Trump because of all the bad stuff he does? Because he got kids in cages and stuff. What if somebody was like, "Well, that's wrong. That's totally wrong." I mean, or you could be like Trump. Oh, well, they need to get rid of Trump. He has nothing but black people dying. I mean, there's tons of things that countries do wrong. Does that mean that we need to always interfere? Do other people need to interfere? Maybe if it's on like how the Holocaust was or something like that, global pandemics like how we're going through now, yes, we do need coordination. But I mean, just you can't just get rid of people because you want their resources and want what they have.
Yeah. And again, like you said, it's not our business.
Yeah, it's not our business.
Even the Bible says take care of home first. We
Exactly.
need to be concerned about here. It's we got issues here that has not been addressed yet. Um, like these killings. Let's
Exactly.
fix this. Let's fix this issue first. Before we go and try to fix someone else's issue. That's their issue.
Yeah.
Not to sound, you know, like a little bit biased or anything, but we need to take care of home right now. We
Yeah.
have things that, in other countries are probably laughing at us. You
Oh,
know,
we are
they're going
definitely the
over here
laughing
to do
stock of
this
the
and do
world.
that. Look at their home. Look at the U.S. It's falling apart while they're going over trying to fix somebody else's country.
Exactly. And you know what? This is another thing. You trying to get rid of this person. You sending over $200 million. What about the coronavirus? That's money that can be used for PPE or more hospital or more funding to find a vaccine. But you spending this money on war. That makes
Yeah,
just just ass backwards. Just that's what it
yeah.
is.
And we were just talking about the workers that earlier that didn't receive higher pay, but were replaced with free
Inmates.
labor. With inmates for free labor, and but you got this kind of money going out to do something in someone else's country.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Not at
And
all.
then at the end of the day, it was a total fail. So you just lost
Yeah.
$200 million, and it's like, can we get that back? And then another thing, that's taxpayers' dollars. That's our dollars. So
Yeah.
you just spending our money willy nilly. Don't even we don't even know what's happening. It has to be nationalized and put on the media, put on the news for us to find out. And then still, this wasn't even a big story. This story kind of flew under the radar.
Yeah, it did. And, I mean, that's just how it is here. Some things will be publicized and big, last for a long time, and some things won't. But that's just the kind of world we're living in, man, unfortunately. And we have to deal with that from on a
Yeah.
day-to-day basis. So, what other news do you have for them?
So the last topic of the day is Elon Musk and Tesla. They are thinking about coming to Texas. You know, he was
Oh,
very upset with the governor and how, because he feels like that this whole pandemic and the uh, things that we have set in place, he feels like it's against your like your constitutional rights to like choosing stuff, which is, I mean, I can see his argument, but you have to protect the masses, and you can't have a small amount of number getting the large number sick. So that has to do with opening up. But I feel like Tesla coming to Texas. I believe that's a huge thing. I believe that Houston should be one of the major places he should look at. We are the energy corridor of the world. Just we have millions of people. I just think I think Houston would be the best place for him to come.
okay. Yeah, I actually didn't had not heard about that, but I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
And I have to agree that if he's coming in, that he should definitely look into Houston. Um, we're actually going to talk about the reopening of the country
Okay.
on the next actually on the next episode. Am I right?
Yeah. On next episode, yeah, we'll be talking about the reopening of the country, local cities, and how as we reopen, we have more cases, more people getting infected, and is it right to open up right now? That'll
Yeah.
be call to talk on our next one.
Yeah. So what I want you guys to do when you finish watching this video, leave a comment and let us know what you think about the reopening of the country and how it affects you and how it affects your loved ones and the economic world.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.
Peace out.